Hello my friends. You must be wondering why I could look like my own boss. And yet, you have been deceived. For I am a broke university student that does one thing and one thing only. Procrastinate. However, from the title of this video, I will be telling you about self-employment. Or, fancier way to put it, being your own boss. Yes, sounds amazing, right? Sleep in however long you want. Get up at what time you want. Dress whatever you want. Drink whatever you want. Sounds like the perfect job, right? Let me tell you about the story of 3 weary travellers that came to the university to tell us their tales on what it was like to be their own boss. Unfortunately, your dear old Ems kind of forgot to record the lecture. Instead, I'm going to tell you what I remember. I will also be including a tour of Bank Mill Studios in this vlog, which I went there personally to ask for a bit of information. I think we should just get into this video. So let me tell you what I remember of the lecture of these 3 speakers. One of them was the owner of an incubation centre called Bank Mill Studios. Now, if you're not too sure what Bank Mill Studios is, it's basically a building that rents out studio spaces to people. You don't need to be part of the university, and the sizes can vary. The smallest studio that they rent out is £75 a month, and 2 of the other speakers were their own boss. One would be classed as a portfolio artist, I think that's what you call it, and she did web designs and also screen printing. She also has a studio space at Bank Mill Studios where she can actually do her screen printing. The other speaker was an illustrator who eventually created their own tattoo studio. And it was interesting to see 2 different types of perspectives. One who doesn't really give herself days off because she feels that she doesn't really need them. The other, however, guaranteed she made sure she got days off, which was interesting. And when they explained about the whole premise of them renting out studio space and starting their own business, I guess in some way I kind of got inspired. Like, part of me was thinking, I should give this a go. If I'm wanting to pursue a career long-term wise in making my own graphic novels, and short-term wise making my own t-shirt prints, then maybe I should invest in a studio space, because that way it feels like I'd probably be going to work rather than me staying in my bedroom and pretty much doing the same thing that I would do all the time. It gets to a point where if your hobby is something that you love and want to pursue as a career, you can lose passion in it. That's some advice that I'll give you. Lately, I'd been finding it difficult to do my double module because it just felt like I wasn't doing work. An idea that might help for those out there who want to do their passion as a career, maybe try and either stop doing it as a hobby and use it purely for work, or find a way to separate your work from, oh, this is what I do as a hobby and this is what I do for work only. Obviously, along the way I will be documenting my process and how I could tackle that issue if I do ever happen to become my own boss, that is. You know me. The main guest speaker was the owner of Bank Mill Studios, and she explained a bit about how it works, how it's quite easy to sign up to, about the studio spaces, different sizes. I think what made me got inspired by was the Tattooist, and what inspired me, how she started out as an illustrator. I think she started out as graphic design actually, and then just enjoyed illustrations and wanted to do tattooing. One interesting thing about the portfolio artist is how she designs her websites and make that into a business alongside of doing screen printing. And when I went to Bank Mill Studios to have a look at the studio spaces, it was interesting to see how homely and studio-like her print rooms felt. And having a look around Bank Mill Studios, looking at like the different floors, all the different artworks that have been exhibited on the walls, little gift shops as well, where students or people who have a studio space rented, they can make handmade things like jewellery or prints or cards and have them in the gift shop to sell. So I'm going to leave you with the tour of Bank Mill Studios, and yes, so I hope you enjoy the tour and I'll see you in a jiffy.
This is our ground floor space, so we just have got the three studios in the ground floor, and this Green Door printmaking studio. People who own this are also University of Derby graduates. We have this exhibition space as well, and just find do you mind if we just have a look at the studios? Thank you. These students are on the visual designs course they're doing, and I think someone who did the tour for as well.
Are you doing some liner cutting?
I am, yes.
Is this where all the magic happens?
This one and next door, yes.
Ooh!
So these ones are, we do etching in here, and those are some examples of the etchings that we've done over the years. We also do relief printing, so liner cutting is part of that, wood cut, wood engraving, those kind of things. So that's all in here. We also etch in here with the studio. Got the paper and everything. And then next door, that way, is our screen printing studio.
Ooh.
So we wash the screens in here. We've got 3 presses and a carousel press as well, and we prep the artwork and everything.
It's a lot warmer than this one. It's just freezing. It's really nice in here. It's a nice vibe.
It's a bit messy.
No,
this part. And then our third studio is the corner one, which is our kitchen, office and dark room space. The library.
Oh no, where is it? Oh wow. Cool cards.
We've got loads of books.
I'm presuming there's the dark room.
Yes.
Like my favourite type of printing is intaglio, because you can just, it looks so illustrative and pretty. Oh, scratching into plastic.
So dry point then.
Yeah, that's it. Because I did it a lot at college and I just really enjoyed it.
Well, that one is a dry point by Alan, who's also our dry point tutor, and this is an exhibition of photographic printmaking, so sort of in collaboration with the Format Festival, kind of showing how photographs work in printmaking. And he's kind of stretched it a little bit because in doing his dry points, he takes photographs of the plates in progress and then decides based on the photographs what he's going to do more to the plate. So that's how he links photography.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That one there, she's just preparing it ready because she's getting somebody to do a video and then put it on her website. So Sarah's just started, so that's one of the smaller studios. You can kind of see.
That's actually not that bad.
I know. We've got somebody on At the end there, she's going to start doing sewing workshops. So she's been broiling all her sewing machines and everything at the top there.
Wow.
So this is basically what they look like when they're empty. So this is the smallest studio we do. So if you wanted to rent this, I think it's about £75 a month.
That's crazy cheap. This is the smallest room they rent out.
It's got heat bases though. Yeah, it is. It's light. That's the thing that I was
Well, we've got, this is the sunny side of the building, and then that side doesn't get as much as the sun, so it doesn't get as bright. Some artists prefer to be on that side, and then others just prefer the sun. I don't know. Some people prefer not to have like bright sunshine while they're painting.
I don't suppose there's a large room that we can look at?
That was the largest one that Pan had.
Yeah. So the largest one. So Pan has the 3 large ones on the ground floor. Yeah. So that's kind of a large one. I mean, you can't see that one. That's kind of like medium sized. Katie's moving in at the minute, and you know how I said about moving up with the furniture or upstairs. So this is Katie's mum. Katie's mum has been helping move all this furniture up to the top floor.
Wow.
So these are just some students. They're on the Design Connection event next door, so they're just coming to have a look at the studios. So Katie's going to be running sort of sewing workshops by Emily from the studio. So yeah. It's looking good.
Yeah, it will do, yeah.
Yeah, so what we do is we just send you an application form. We'll send that off to you, fill that in, and then our incubation manager will set up an interview with you. When I say an interview, she'll chat to you about Banks Milk and what we do, and then you can tell her sort of a bit about your practice and what you want to sort of achieve from it, and then from there, you get. If you meet the criteria, get offered a studio. So it's quite easy.
Like, could you have one for like a maximum?
So at the moment, our maximum leases are for 2 years, but it's only 1 month's notice. So if you do take a studio and it doesn't work, say you only have to give one month's notice. But at the moment, we're offering leases up to 2 years. And then depending on how the business is going, that might be extended to another 2 years. And then
you can renew it.
Yeah. And then I think after 4 years, you have to go. Hopefully, you'll have grown and the space is really not suitable for you. You need bigger space, and then you go move on to somewhere a bit bigger, and then that frees up the space to somebody else who wants to then sort of set up a new business.
So how much of the largest room every month?
Oh, now you're testing my memory. £250 to £300 a month. So that's in year 1. So we work on a 6-year fee scale, because when we first opened, our leases went for 6 years, but they're just reviewing that and they are shortening it. And so every year on anniversary of your lease, your rent will go up. So over the 6-year period pretty much what you're paying. And then when you get to sort of like year 3, it's more probably in line with other rentals within Derby. So when you get into year 4, year 5, actually might not be the cheapest place for you, and that's sort of the push. You need to sort of look for other space and move on. But a lot of people sort of move, and stay on to sort of the 6 years and don't want to leave.
Wow. Yeah. That's not actually bad for 250 to 300.
Yeah, I mean that's the year 1 fee. I'm not sure what it goes up to. I mean the large studios you're probably looking about £450, £500 at the top end.
Wow.
Off the top of my head.
That's still not bad. I honestly expected to be more pricey, but I mean for the smallest room for £75 a month, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's a great starter. I mean that includes your business rates and your water rates. And the really small ones it includes electricity. And the bigger ones they've got card readers in, so you pay for electricity as you go. So that's your heating and your electric bill. In the summer you won't need it, but then in the winter you need heating. So. And then any insurance, like pack testing, public liability insurance, you've got to look at that, contents insurance. And then there is Wi-Fi in the building, but obviously if you've got if you like graphic designing, you would probably need to have that installed in your studio. A lot of the artists, they don't need it, so we don't put it as a standard, because if we did, the rents would go up quite a lot. So we try and keep the prices down as much as possible, really.
Wow, that's amazing.
If you're thinking in the future, maybe you want to set up your own business. Some people sort of, we've had students who have been at uni and had a studio. Then we've had some that have sort of graduated and come straight into a studio, and then others sort of go out, get work and get experience for sort of 4 or 5 years, and then sort of think about setting up their own business.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. So, welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed that tour of Bankmill Studios. If you would like any more information, I'll leave a link in the description on the website. I have changed from my dressing gown into more motivational clothes, even though they look more lazy. I feel quite optimistic about this, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it was very informational for you, and I will see you next time. Stay thirsty.